This is Project O, and the kitchen transformation on this flip was second to none. I want to show you how we created this dream kitchen behind me by taking you through the full process in collaboration with Moremi Kitchens. I'm Steve, and this is Flipping Johannesburg. So here's the kitchen. It's quite old, a bit messy. These old houses always have wall tiles throughout the kitchen. So I want to take those off and just have a nice feature splashback. Now what I want to look at is the option of changing the layout, potentially breaking through here, but we need to assess if it can be done. And that will depict what else happens in the kitchen. So that's the thing, it's brainstorming at this stage. I don't know exactly what we're going to do right now. Very exciting update. Turns out this wall is not a load-bearing wall, and I thought as much because it's a single brick wall, and the kitchen guys are coming in to assess this and see how we can turn it into a real breakthrough kitchen. And yeah, I mean, we're gonna break through, and it's gonna be breakthrough. Got Brighton and team from Moremi Kitchens, Rustenburg, and very excited to show you guys the kitchen. This is gonna be the first time you see it. So let's have a look inside.
All right, see, we've got some work to do here.
Is this up there with the worst kitchens you've seen?
It is. I think we've seen worse, but you know, I think we can do something with this one.
No, it's not too bad. I have seen worse as well.
Yeah.
But it's exciting that we're going to go open plan.
Yeah.
And just initially, my thoughts here was obviously seeing as though this is all going to be open. We have a nice island unit there.
We can definitely work with that.
Sink moving from this side to this side just makes more sense. Water points can stay there.
So you're thinking dishwasher and space for a dishwasher there.
And washing machine.
And washing machine.
With the appliances this side, there's two options, depends on feasibility. Either keeping them here or moving them to that island section there.
Yeah.
But there's a few things that come along with that. We need to run the electrics and the plumbing to that island. Yeah. We are changing the floor tiles, which makes it a bit easier.
We prefer to manufacture fully, come and install, so we do everything in the factory. It comes fully assembled. Just the installation takes part here. And
I believe you guys are going to do a nice 3D render for us, which is exciting.
Yeah, great. So I think the next step for us now would be to measure out the space, and then we'll sit down and do what we call an on-site design. Should be done in an hour or two, and then we can show you the options that we have for you.
Usually we work with some existing elements like floor tiles, for example, or some kitchen cabinets, but we've had the opportunity to strip everything out. So this is now a blank canvas, and this is where our new kitchen will be, and obviously it's open plan, so it's quite a feature, and I'm really excited about this kitchen. We're going to really turn it into something amazing. The guys have done final measurements. So it's nice to see what goes on behind the walls, and gives you guys a bit of a glimpse of sort of the framework, the skeleton, all the chasing and chopping, you know, showing a bit of the pipes. And here in the floor, you can see we got to obviously get power to the island, water, and then we're also going to be running a gas line here, which is going to involve more chasing. So quite nice to see a real in progress like this. Very exciting stuff. We've started the kitchen install with Moremi Kitchens. Guys, let's first start with the manufacture, which happens before we get to this stage. So tell us briefly about that.
All right, so with regards to the manufacturing, what we do is we send a project file through to the factory in Centurion. Then that's followed by what's known as a cutting list, essentially all the pieces that need to be assembled together. The boards are ordered, then they're delivered to the factory, in which then we have an assembly. Once that's all assembled, we then bring it to our client's home, having been wrapped. Once they've positioned all the cabinets in place, that's when they then follow up with measurements and alignment in order to ensure that everything that is on site is as was agreed upon, as was designed, and as is intended. Then we follow through with it by actually fixing them together.
If you're enjoying this video, click the link above to watch the full house flip episode of Project O, where you get to see an in-depth look at the entire renovation. So have a look at this kitchen. We're almost complete, and I want to walk you guys through a few features before we finish off and put the tops on. This section is a utility section, so it's quite nice. We can house the electrics, gas, plumbing in here, and it keeps it neat because we close off on either side. Also nice and safe being in its own section. Then let's quickly look down here. As you can see, all the cabinets are sitting on these feet, and this is actually a feature in that if there's any moisture or let's say flooding or that sort of thing, the cupboards never get damaged. Then another thing to chat about is this bulkhead at the top. So it's quite a story to get this up, and why it looks a bit messy is because we can't just attach to the ceiling board, it won't be strong enough, so we had to break our new ceiling, which is a bit heart-wrenching, and attach to the roof brandering for strength. So now we know it's nice and solid when we hang our feature pendants over here. So according to the drawings, we had it arranged this side, but we immediately went into analysis of the layout. So the dishwasher and washing machine is this side, so it does make sense for the drying section to be this side. Also, we brought in the argument of countertop space. If the drying rack section is this side, you're limited with, you know, your countertop space here, especially if you're going to have appliances here. So had to make the decision quickly because the tops guys are here on site cutting the stone tops to fit the sink. So final decision was this way. There we go. Here it is, the show-stopping kitchen in all its open plan glory. Comparing to before, it is a jaw-dropping before and after. And the big change is the walls that we knocked down that were running here and along this side, effectively closing the kitchen off. And the craziest thing is that when we started, I didn't have an exact plan with the kitchen. I had no idea we'd create something so premium and beautiful, made possible by Moremi Kitchens. The island is the feature centerpiece. Let's run you through some of the features. White shimmer quartz tops, a bespoke bulkhead design with feature pendant lights. Black is the accent color, appliances, prep bowl, gas hob. We've got black handles on the doors, we've got black downlights on the flush plastered ceiling. It's a very cleverly thought out layout as well. It's really great to show you guys the completed product of your own creation. Let's chat through some of the features. This was your guys' idea, actually, this exact island layout. So pretty amazing for me just on that and how you guys assisted. And it was smooth running. I mean, from the beginning, the render, it's beautiful to see a render so that you can, picture what it's going to look like.
In terms of your colors, you've got your Dunlin Grey. On the side here, this is what we call grey thorn. We do make sure that on the design you do see it, and also we bring along samples for you so that you don't have to guess or see it on a picture.
So with this particular colors, as I already mentioned, contrast and complementing are necessary for any space, and that's what's been done here. But with this specific island, we tried our best to also have functionality with the island in terms of having seating space, because that's something that we had discussed, if I remember properly, having a space for people to sit together, talk together, chat around the island, which will be, as it is already, the centerpiece of the space. So firstly, we have what is known as soft close runners. Now we have the runners within each of our drawers, and then we also have a pull-out larder that you can have your spices, you can have your cans, be it anything that you want to keep. Now, the challenge usually is that when you don't have too much space, designating a specific space for a specific item can limit you. But we did that in a very smart way here. We have a pull-out bin, and then on this end, we have a pull-out chrome wire basket. This as well really helps with keeping your space neat and clean and knowing that you keep whatever you need to keep in that particular space without having to have too much clutter.
Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can see the channel's latest uploads as they come out. And the best part is, it's all free. The colors really work well together as well. Nice shade of grey, complemented with this natural wooden color. The splashback tile is a simple classic white subway tile. And this kitchen has been custom designed for this space. We stripped the old and we started fresh. They say kitchens sell a house. I think this will do the trick. A huge thank you to Moremi Kitchens. Thanks guys, you've created an absolute dream kitchen that is a real seller for this house. So if you guys are interested in getting a kitchen just like this, contact Moremi Kitchens today. They'll let you be as involved as you want to be, or they can take over the whole process and create this for you. Thanks guys.
Thank you actually for allowing us to be part of this tremendous experience. If you can visit our showrooms, one in Rustenburg, one in Centurion, and in Polokwane, please be there. We are more than happy to welcome you in.
And just like what happened here today and well in the weeks that preceded it, we would be very happy to collaborate because that's exactly what this is, a collaborative effort between us and our clients so that we can help you transform your living space.
Here are the kitchen renovation costs to help you renovate your own kitchen. This is the cost Moremi Kitchens charges for the material, manufacture and labor for a kitchen of this spec. They also have other options and pricing to suit different budgets. In terms of appliances, this is how much the stove, hob, sinks and mixers cost. Next is the gas installation, compliance and parts. Numbers 4 to 8 are estimates because these categories were costed as part of the entire house renovation. The market price of an entire kitchen renovation like this would be just over 268,000 Rand.